Come and dream with me.
Hello and welcome to this What Do You Want to Watch Spoilercast with Fear Street Part 3, 1666. I'm Ashley Hobley, joining me today, Dylan Blight.
No music.
There was music. Not for the first hour.
There was no horrible music cuts or the previous two movies had those montages which used like 16 different songs within the first 10 minutes. Didn't have that. What's surprising. I nearly forgot I was watching a Fear Street movie, to be completely honest.
Yeah, it did. Bit crazy. Please be aware that we'll be freely discussing anything and everything about the plot, themes, and ending of the film and the film series. So if you haven't watched any of them, come back later. So with that said, let's jump to our discussion of Fear Street Part 3, 1666, directed by Leigh Janiak, screenplay by Phil Graziadei, Leigh Janiak, and Kate Trefry, based on Fear Street by R.L. Stine, starring Kiana, Madeira, Olivia Scott Welch, Benjamin Flores Jr., Ashley Zukerman, Fred Hechinger, Julia Rehwald, Jeremy Ford, Gillian Jacobs, Emily Rudd, McCabe, Slye, Darrell, Britt-Gibson. In 1666, a colonial town is gripped by a witch hunt that has deadly consequences for centuries to come, while teenagers in 1994 try to put an end to the town's curse before it's too late. Dylan, did this stick the landing? I
think it did. I think this was a major step up from last week for a start, part 2. I put it on par, maybe even better than the first one, to be honest. It's at least as good as, in my mind. It kind of thematically brings the whole trilogy into a direction which makes sense and makes it feel like there was a direction behind this whole story and where they were going, because once you start getting revelations and stuff, like once we get to 15 minutes into this, I was kind of sitting there like, oh, all these movies are just it's a queer love story / a queer hate crime. Like, and that's the whole thing, you know, like it's sort of, you have these mirroring plot things to a degree, and then ultimately it's all like, oh, the girls kiss, so they're witches. I'm like, oh, okay. Thematically, this is all sort of tying together and feeling like there was something happening here. So I like that there was something there. I like that they used all the same actors for the 1666 stuff, although I enjoyed seeing them in those parts, and I thought it was good because it made it, your brain sort of subconsciously can accept the characters faster or whatever, even though they're different characters, but because you've already seen them.
You've got some sort of attachment to them already.
Yeah. But with that, it also just meant that I didn't find it as scary, because it all just felt like this whole dream thing, and it didn't feel as atmospheric or scary as it could have if this was a different movie with a brand new cast and similar setting and all that sort of stuff. So that's my, like, the seesaw there of, it just made it easier to tell the story they wanted to tell, because you could accept and get into these characters faster, but then I thought it took away from the scare factor of it all. So I'm glad that we were right and probably underestimated how quick they would get through the 1666 stuff as well. I'm glad we got that part 2. I liked when it came up with the title card.
Yeah, the film's funny. Like an hour 50.
Yeah.
They knocked
it's like 45, 50 minutes, I think, or something.
Yeah, I think the 1666 part is an hour or something.
Yeah.
And I really liked how they went 1994 part 2.
Part 2.
Even though it completely fucks with the naming convention of the entire series.
I mean, should they...
So it was Fear Street Part 1, 1994 Part 2.
I mean, technically, wouldn't have Part 2 been the start of last week's movie, and then Part 3 would have been the end of last week's movie, and then this part would have been Part 4?
Yep, and then that was Part 5?
Yeah. Just so, if you count every time they cut back to the 90s...
To a different time zone?
Yeah, and then if they cut back, if they go away to the 70s, and then they come back. So, anyway, pedantic. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I liked the payoff at the end. I liked how I still didn't really like Gillian in that role.
Like who? Oh, okay.
Gillian Jacobs. Just felt off. There's just something
Just an off
not
character.
there. It's just I know, but it's just I don't know if it was the direction she was given or her choice. It was just I don't know. It's really weird because what's the child actor that plays her?
Sadie.
Sadie, that's it. Like she's very lively, and I know she went through. Obviously, she nearly fucking dies and comes back, and that's obviously a part of
Getting
it.
stabbed multiple times changes your personality.
Yeah, I get that. But again, I'm just like,
I get that getting stabbed multiple times would have some sort of effect on your personality.
I get how that would do that. Yeah.
I get that, but cheer up, mate.
Not cheer up. It's just I don't know. It's just weird. It's just it feels like she's trying too hard to just look like she's like haven't been stabbed several times. Like I don't know. The twist that it's the sheriff's family and all that. I like that. I thought that was a good twist. I don't know if that's the same as in the books or whatever, but I like how
I don't think
that
it's
brings
based
it
on
around.
any books. Really?
What? It is. There's a Fear Street series.
I don't know
Google
how
it.
closely it is based on the books.
There's like a bunch of books, like a lot of books. They're all like Fear Street this, Fear Street that. They're like,
Yeah, but I don't know how closely it is tied to one particular storyline.
I think it's like ripped from multiple. Like I'm pretty sure like a lot of the killers.
I assume all the serial killers are like from specific books.
They're their own books and their own stories, and they've melded them into this story. But I don't know if
There's
at the
an
end of that
overarching,
series. Well, I know there's like because I read like one or two of them that I don't remember, like back in the day in primary school. Like,
helpful.
but I don't recall because the series ended, so I don't know if by the end,
If there was like a story ending, or was it they stopped printing?
yeah,
It's
or
like, I've run out.
because
Of
I know
ideas.
they did books. Because when I went on Wikipedia, I saw that there was books in the like in 1660s or like witch trials and stuff. So I'm like, did they do this whole same twist? I don't know. I could have Googled more. Probably should have. But yeah, I like the twist and all that. So it was a good payoff. Enjoyable ending. Yeah, solid. Yeah, I think I rated above the first one, personally. This is my ranking. Give it to you now.
Interesting.
This, part 1, then part 2.
Yeah, I enjoyed this one as well. I thought it was a nice division of, filling in the gaps, and I think like the payoff of the reveal, definitely paid off of him being Sheriff Good behind everything and the whole Good family killing everybody the entire time. And I think the second film did a good job of misdirecting you to assume that he wasn't involved at all. Although it doesn't make sense really why he left the note saying it's happening again.
Yeah,
Why would you do that?
I don't get that part, yeah.
But other than that, really good. Like, it all made sense after you thought about it. Like,
The first one we was talking about, why is this mayor? What's his deal? And like all these.
No,
like,
he wasn't involved at all.
all
That
this
was like a red
Sadie
herring.
side versus like
Yeah,
whatever it is. Like, what's the deal with that? And yeah, like all this.
yeah. I did see somebody else make a thing mention that I heard the place where they started doing their settlement wasn't settled till 1803. Obviously, you got to put 666 in there in the title. I'm sure it really doesn't matter.
It's fine.
Yeah, I think everything came together, which I think was the most important thing. It all definitely felt like it all blended together well, fit in. The witch stuff, I think that was pretty freaky. There was a lot of fucked up shit that was happening in there, including like pigs eating their piglets. Very sad. Then the preacher dude just cutting out everybody's eyes. That was pretty fucked up.
Do you think this is because you don't watch much horror movie where is this just me being too accustomed to
You just expecting that, yeah. And then
Well,
they just
yeah,
left a pile of eyes in the middle of the aisle.
Yeah, well, gotta put him somewhere.
Yes, you do.
Why didn't that dude ever come back? They should have had him show up in this episode. because they had the child come in trying at the end. They should have had the
Do you know what
preacher
was
come
weird?
back.
Like their dad was in the 1666 version, but you never saw the dad in any other part.
Didn't you see him in the first part?
I don't think so, because he was always
He was
absent and stuff.
He was on the phone? No. I thought I heard his voice. I don't remember.
Maybe.
But yeah.
Yeah, it's just very satisfying. I can't believe they like kind of pulled everything off. The only disappointment is a comet didn't come from the sky and just destroy Shady Side like I wanted it to. But there was I think it would have been more satisfying if we knew who that person who got hit by a truck was after they walk out of the house.
I don't think it matters. It was just quite funny that it's just like they've broke the
curse. Bang!
They didn't think they had already. They know for sure now because just bad luck central over there. Also, how fucked up was his house with just all the fucking goats everywhere?
So many goats.
Get real.
Really weird. Like
living in like this Playboy mansion with fucking goats everywhere. Come on.
Yeah.
That was weird.
It was quite weird. They did go heavy on the music, I feel like, in the second part. Look, I'm looking at it like a playlist of the songs. There's like 7 songs that they used in that extra hour. You know?
Yeah, there was songs, but there was no like montage where songs playing and then the montage switches to a different montage and then the song fades out to another song.
I don't think that happened very much. There was montages.
It happened in both other movies. It happened within the first 10 minutes of both other movies.
No, maybe I'm just misremembering.
Go back.
But yeah. Also appreciated, they cleared the name of Seraphia. She wasn't a witch. She was just, they explained why the rock was there under the hanging tree. All that, lots of stuff that was explained that was very satisfying. Yeah. Although I don't think their magic blood plan wasn't very good, well thought out in the Super Soakers.
Their what?
They watered her blood.
The guns and stuff, yeah.
Why weren't they chasing the Super Soakers? Because I'm sure there was like blood residue left in there.
Well, it was.
Although it was good when they were like fighting each other. That was satisfying.
That was quite good. It was a Royal Rumble of serial killers. Although I really hate that mask dude who like licks. Like that dude's fucking creepy. Like licks her face when she goes to stab her and shit.
Yeah.
Fuck out of here. I want to know what that kid did, by the way.
Just hitting the bat constantly?
I swear I saw him in the trailer, but he wasn't in the actual movie.
No, I think it was like one of the serial killers that you like see chasing them and stuff, but
yeah.
Or like there's a flashback or mention too.
Yeah, I mean we never saw much of the singing girl either, I guess.
No. Well, that was a nice touch that, Gillian Jacobs' character got to go back to her mother. Confirm that the thing is dead.
Yeah.
Everything's happened. They kind of paid off the email girl that he was messaging with.
I mean, they did explain it, so it's better than nothing.
It's better than nothing, but,
I just want to know if he walks up to her later and goes, hey, by the way, I'm Sarah Fear, Conspiracy Theorist 10767 on AIM.
Yeah. What's up, girl?
What's up?
Also, the funniest line of the film is they drive up in a police car to old mate's house. He's like, full on ready to be arrested.
Yeah.
Hey, do you want to come kill Sheriff Good?
He's like, what does he say? I'll get my coat or like something like that. That's funny. That was a payoff too, because the whole like, why do he? Because in that first movie, like, why is he slipping his card? Like, why are we doing this whole like he's helping out this dude who's in jail or whatever?
Because the sheriff was crooked and like targeting him.
Yeah,
blaming him for his own graffiti.
He was racist as well.
Probably. I mean, I'm sure part of the blood pact. No black people in Sunny's side.
Yeah, that's what I'm writing into this now. I don't know if it's 100% sure, but that's what I'm writing in. He was also racist. Those hoods weren't white, but they could have been.
That was weird. That diagram was weird. Like, why did it have to be a skeleton inside the hood?
I don't know how these things work. I haven't practiced witchcraft. I think there's rules.
I guess. So that also means after, in the first one, he goes back and then puts her name on the, what's her name?
Her girlfriend.
The girlfriend's name on the thing.
Must do, yeah. Because we see it written in the stone at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
So yeah, he does. For whatever reason.
It's weird. All right. Anything else you want to talk about? Do we get a sequel trilogy? Because, you know, you sit through the trailers, they pan through. Also, how weird is it that they've left this hatch underneath the mall so they can go under to this? Would you put something a little bit more sturdy or like concrete over it? Just leaving these hidden tunnels everywhere?
Now that you're saying it, that was my least favorite part, is not the tunnels, but the book being there at the end. Like the fact that those two girls don't think to take the book and destroy it or like hide it or I don't know, whatever. And then even they just leave it. I was like, come on. Fucking dumb. We just went through all this. We're just going to leave the sole cause. And she knows it's the cause because she just did the whole hashtag Seraphir VR experience. So, like, she would have known. They just leave it there. Come on. That was the one part that made me eye roll.
Yeah. Okay. But do you think we see a sequel series or another film?
I don't know. Ask Netflix in a week from now when if this is done well, they'll tweet out.
I would be shocked if
Street
the numbers
movies were the most popular thing on Netflix during the month of July.
I've seen them trending on Twitter every single Friday night, and
I think people have just been enjoying because it's different than a TV show because you just like they have been.
Well, the other question is, does this make Netflix go? Maybe we should do like serialized, like episodic stuff more.
Well, did you see, I know this is like a side tangent, but did you see the news about the Continental Hotel or whatever that series is called, the John Wick spin-off this morning?
No.
So they were originally planning to do it as a series, like a normal TV series, and now they're changing it to 3 90-minute specials. Not movies, specials, but still. Just saying.
Read into that what you want.
Yeah.
All right. Let's know what you thought of Fear Street 1966 and Fear Street 1994 Part 2, or just Fear Street in general on Twitter by going to explosionnetwork.com/Twitter or jump to Discord at explosionnetwork.com/Discord. If you want to help us out, leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or on Podchaser or tell people about the show. And if you like this episode and thought it was worth $1, head on over to our Ko-fi page at explosionnetwork.com/support and buy us a coffee. Thank you very much for listening. Until next time, keep watching stuff, I guess.
It was 1666, by the way, not 1966.
Fucking hell. Why? Nobody cares. You go back that far, it doesn't matter what year it is.